right, hi Panthers. All right, so today we are going to be talking about more color mixing. It's a little bit more complicated than just our primary and secondary colors. So if you guys can remember back to the beginning of our week when we talked about our primary colors, obviously it's the three colors we start with that start every single color after that. You have to just have them. You can't mix red, you can't mix blue, you can't mix yellow. You just need to have those colors. So we have a red, blue, yellow. Those are our primaries. That's like the beginning of every color. We have our secondary colors. Those are direct mixes between our primaries. So our orange is a direct mix between our yellow and our red. Violet is a direct mix between red and blue. And our green is a direct mix between the primary colors of yellow and blue. Okay, so things get a little bit more specific when we talk about intermediate colors. So these in-between colors that happen to be in between a primary color and a secondary color. You'll see here we have red and orange. And right here what I did was I took red color pencil and layered it in nice and lightly, and then layered in some orange nice and lightly. So you don't want it to be exactly red or exactly orange. You want a nice in-between pull between those primary color and that secondary color of orange. And the same rules are going to apply between our red, violet, and violet. Same rule will apply between our blue and our violet, also known as blue violet. And let me demonstrate exactly what I mean by that. I'm going to turn around my camera so you guys can see a little better and I'm able to color a little easier. Okay. So here we are. I'm going to go ahead and attempt a yellow-orange. So if it's between orange and yellow here, it's this intermediate color where it's going to be a combination of the two. I always like to start with the slightly darker color, so that's going to be my orange. And I'm not going to press down super hard with my pencil, my color pencil. I want to kind of just do a nice light, even fill. And then I'm going to bring my yellow in and layer that right on top to create a yellow-orange. Now this is a little bit different when we're dealing with paint. And since I'm not 100% certain everybody has their paints just yet, we're going to stick with color pencils for now. All right, same thing with my yellow and my green. You always see the primary color first and then the secondary color. So this would technically be a yellow-green. So I'm going to start out with my green. Once again, I like to always do yellow on top. You guys can practice and see what works best for you, but you want to make sure that your color doesn't just look green or just look yellow. You want it to look like a combination of the two. And this is an excellent practice in layering our colors. So now my yellow. Try to keep it nice and even. And you guys can make your designs any way you want. When we go to do our color wheel, a full-fledged one, you guys can make your shapes anything you want. I kind of like it looking like paint splatters, but you can make it hearts and circles and squares, whatever. Okay, and now we're going to have our blue-green right here. Sometimes you guys tend to call that teal. I think this one's one of my favorites. It looks so pretty. And notice I'm not pressing down very hard. I'm just going to layer in a little bit of blue. Don't push down super hard with your pencil, otherwise the blue will just take over and dominate the color. And we want to have a nice even pull between the two. Next is going to be my green. Layer that in. Try to keep it nice and even. Try to keep it within the lines. So we're not only practicing mixing our colors, layering colors, but we're also practicing our craftsmanship, trying to keep coloring within the lines, making sure that we aren't rushing and that we want a nice quality product when we're done. So if I'm between violet and blue, again, The proper name for this color is going to start with the primary color first. So right now I'm mixing blue-violet. So this is going to be a violet that has a tinge of extra blue to it. Because remember, when you go to make violet, it's a mix of red and blue. And so if I were mixing this with paint instead of colored pencils, I would use mostly blue and then a little bit of red to create a blue violet. Oh, beautiful. And finally, my last one is going to be my red violet. Again, saying red first and then violet. I'm going to layer in that primary color, my red first. And then last is going to be layering in my violet. So just like I said with my blue violet, if I were mixing this with paints, remember, creating violet means I mix red and blue together. So if I were making a red violet, I would be using mostly red and then a little bit of blue. So sometimes these intermediate colors, they can be a little tricky, a little difficult to create. But with colored pencils, it's actually kind of easy. All right, kiddos. Let's see if you guys can go ahead and layer these same colors correctly and in the right spot. And share with me on Seesaw what you've created.